Welcome to Wining and Dining with Gina Birch. It's a series where we dive into the experience of food and wine. We learn the stories behind those who create and cultivate both. And we definitely have a little fun along the way. I'm excited to have Sharon Cohn in this morning in our studio. She's the proprietor of the family winery, Breathless Sparkling Wine. Sharon, so good to see you again.
It's great to see you.
I love your wines. I love your story, and I'm glad that you're able to swing by the studio and share Breathless with everybody.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so I mentioned family winery, and that's something that more and more is kind of going by the wayside in Sonoma and Napa. And you're based in Sonoma. Tell me about your family and how you guys are all involved, your sisters, and how that all happened.
Absolutely. Thanks. Well, my two sisters and I, Rebecca and Cynthia, we did this in honor of our mom for all the breathless moments that she created in our lives and to remind everyone to create those in their own. We've always enjoyed sparkling wine in our gatherings together. And even though our mom never smoked or drank in her life, her daughters do love to imbibe every once in a while. So we enjoy it, and we enjoy the camaraderie and learning new things. And sparkling wine was definitely a new thing for all of us. So,
right.
Yeah.
And you have a little history. If we can back up a little bit with your history in the wine business and your former husband, go ahead and tell us about that and how you guys dabbled in sparkling wine a little bit before you started this project of your own.
Yes, it truly is when I saw that you actually could make this here in the United States. What didn't have to be champagne.
Right.
And it could be just as good. Oh my gosh. So Helen Turley was our first winemaker back in the day. We opened B.R. Cohn in 1983, 84 area. And one of the first things that she brought for us was the sparkling wine. It was hand riddled, lots of labor involved. And so Bruce decided that the big reds that we were doing, the cabs, that was going to be the main focus. But just having that, celebrating with that. It was called Platinum for all the platinum records. And
explain why the platinum records. I mean, I'm in radio, so I understand, but some people listening might have this like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. So Bruce managed the Doobie Brothers from their inception. And so the platinum records were really for all the Doobies platinum records that they had hanging on the walls.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. So then when you stopped doing sparkling wine there and then you went and formed Breathless with your sisters, it was like, let's revitalize this. And the whole Breathless with your sisters, you also, there are other layers of being intertwined in Sonoma and everything else going there with Rack and Riddle and some other famous winemakers. So go ahead and brag on that a little bit before we get into Breathless a little more.
Oh, sure. So my sister and her partner, her partner's name is also Bruce. So it's always very confusing. And then the winemaker at J at the time was Penny-Gag Costers. So the three of them got together and started Rack and Riddle at the perfect timing. And sparkling wine has really become a thing, especially, I would say, in Sonoma County because it's so localized. But all the way throughout the wine country, Rack and Riddle is definitely participating in a lot of the just resurgence of sparkling wine.
And Rack and Riddle is a facility where people go, if you don't understand how sparkling wine is made, it's very labor intensive. There's very specific methods and ways, and that's why a lot of wineries don't do it and it takes up real estate. So Rack and Riddle is a facility that's all they do for the most part is take care of sparkling wine. And you mentioned Sonoma. It makes sense because when you think of champagne, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are two of the three ingredients in champagne that makes a champagne. And they're two grapes that are really grown beautifully and do well in Sonoma.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're known for.
Right. So let's talk about, we've got a couple of things in our glass. We've got some rosé here. I think I have the rosé. I think you've got your Moscato. But let's talk about the rosé because, this is a really great all-purpose wine. And when I mentioned the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir grapes, there's one grape that I left out that is very specific in the Champagne region that you don't find a lot of in California. So tell me about that and how it plays in this wine.
Absolutely. So learning that the grapes that do go into Champagne and wanting to do it as close to what they do because they know what they're doing. Penny and I talked a lot about making the wines and her procuring the Pinot Meunier grape, which is, there's actually 7 grapes that Champagne can legally use in their blends, but these are the top 3. So being able to incorporate that, it definitely adds to the wine a lot of structure. I think it really makes it beautiful, and Penny knows how to work with it. So
now, but there's not a lot of Pinot Meunier grown in Sonoma or California in general. Is that right?
It's true. There's only about 130 acres.
Jeez.
So right, you have to know when and where to go and talk to them and nicely and say please. But
what other of your wines do you use Pinot Meunier in, of your sparkling wines?
Everything except, I would say, for the Moscato and the Blanc de Blanc. We add a little bit of Pinot Meunier. And some of our single vineyards, we have a lot of Blanc de Blancs there as well. So we won't utilize it in those wines. We'll keep those nice and bright.
So this rosé is something that it just screams summer to me. It's fresh, it's vibrant, and I'm thinking cheese and strawberries and things to eat it with or drink it with, or eat and drink together, share together with. What do you like to have this rosé with?
Wow. My winemaker, so the winemaker, Miss Penny, she really makes all this to go beautifully with food. And I have to say that her favorite one that sticks out in my mind is barbecue.
Ooh.
So, I know, right?
Now I'm picturing that.
And summertime is barbecue time and rosé time. So
they
really do go together.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And how long does this sit? Because I know when you're aging or when you're making sparkling wine, and you do this method champenois, like they do in Champagne. So how long does it take from the time you harvest these grapes to get it into the glass right now that we're enjoying?
I would say a minimum of 3 years. We actually have a 10-year brut that was 10 years on the lees, which would make it 11 years by the time you get it into your glass. So it definitely takes a long time, but you want that time, and that's what I love about Penny is she won't do the disgorging until it's ready. We have a new single vineyard coming out again, and she keeps going, nope, not ready. Nope, not ready. So, and I want it for the summertime.
I bet you do. Yeah.
But no wine before it's time, right?
Right. Let's talk about the nuances of sparkling wine. And I love that you say we shouldn't wait till a special occasion, that every day we're alive is a special occasion. We should be popping these corks. And every time I hear a pop cork, I could be in the middle of a deep conversation. I hear it across the room and I'm like, woo! And then go back to my conversation because it makes me happy. I know that, I don't know, there's just something about it. And then the bubbles make you happy. And it's so good with so many different kinds of food. And I tell you, the first time you told me that story of the layers of Breathless and what it means, the breath coming out of the wine, the moments that take your breath away. And then when your mom's, the first time I heard it, I'm like, I just was left, speechless, verklempt. I'm not going to cry in this podcast. I cry a lot in the podcast, but I'm not. But your story was always so touching to me about that. So we want to make sure when we enjoy these sparkling wines too, that we're getting the most out of them besides just, the everyday celebrating of life. How do we get the best flavors? Let's start with temperature. How cold or because sometimes people are known to way over chill that champagne or sparkling wine. And I know that living in Florida, I always say put more than you need, because if you start off with too little, you don't have anywhere to go. But if it's too cold, what are we losing if it's too cold?
Well, when it's too cold, everything's tight and you're not going to get that nose that you get once it starts to open up. I actually love to start off cold and gradually have it open up in the glass and just enjoy that process. For me, it's just a lot of fun. And living in California, like Florida too, and you're outside enjoying, your sparkling wine, it's going to get warm rather quickly anyway. So you're going to get all those flavors and the nuances of the beautiful nose that it has.
Right. Then there's the age-old question of coupe, flute, or glass. So describe the glass that we are enjoying the wine out of today.
So this one is a tulip, very traditional French glass. We have a smaller version of this that we pour in as a first pour for all our members that come in. And then we also have a trumpet glass that is not our member glass, but it's really beautiful too. And we have, our logo in it as well. So that's a lot of fun. And then I just love glasses. So I have all these glasses that are available for sale in the tasting room. But during our sparkling hour, which is every evening from like 5 to 6, we pull out our coupes. And I don't know, holding a coupe just takes you back in time. It just makes it a little more fun. The drawbacks are you don't want to walk with them because it's going to probably slosh out of your glass. The bubbles go quickly, but it just, for me, just takes me
nostalgia.
Back in time. It is.
And I think that fits your brand. When you look at the label of your bottles, this is a perfect segue into it. They look like pinup girls. Yeah. So tell me about the label, the artwork on it.
She is, she embodies our mom in every way. My mom was so adventurous. She was always saying, look at that mountain, let's go, charge up. And so we were always tongue-in-cheek, breathless behind her, trying to keep up with her.
Another breathless moment.
That's right. But she's flying through the air on the top of a cork that's just been released from the bottle. And you just get that excitement of just letting go and just going out there. And when it took us about 2 years to figure out what to put on the bottle, but when we saw her, we all were just like, we want to go wherever she's going.
And this is a piece of art that you had to get the rights to, correct?
We did, yes. It debuted in the 1920s at the World's Fair in Paris. So it's everything that we love, French. And as you say, it's a bit of a pinup. In fact, we had a distributor one time say she was too risque.
No.
Which, yes, I mean, yeah, not at all. She's beautiful and she's just going for it. And she's got looking over her shoulder saying, "Are you coming?"
I love it. I love it. And you sell these posters and artwork, other items with this artwork at the winery, don't you?
We do.
Or at the in the tasting room.
Yes, we do.
All right. Yeah. Let's go to the next. And I know you make. So we mentioned we started with the rosé. You briefly mentioned your Blanc de Blanc, which is 100% Chardonnay, correct?
Right.
And that's super nice. It tastes so good. We had your Brut, which how did you describe that? We had lunch earlier. How did you describe the Brut?
We kind of call it our TV wine.
I love it, the TV wine. You
so
just have it, drink TV and popcorn and pizza or whatever.
And, in the tasting room, we match it with beautiful potato chips. That's that fat and that salt is perfect. But it goes with everything or nothing at all. It's a great sipper, but of course the food always is pairing beautifully with the Brut.
And the Blanc de Noir is mostly Pinot Noir?
Yes.
And that to me has a little more yeast to it. It's a little more structured from the other ones that you make. Is that a fair assessment?
I would think so. A little more earthy with that Pinot Meunier in there as well. But the Pinot Noir is going to bring that as too.
Right.
It is our flagship for the most part. We won our first sweepstakes with that wine. So it's near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, you've done pretty well in the ratings and the critics circle with your sparkling wines.
Penny, we just keep saying, "Go, girl, go." She makes some great sparkling wines.
One of the main things I really wanted to talk to you about today was your Moscato. I think there's a misconception, and one of the things I like to do in this podcast too, or this video blog, is talk about the things that are stereotyped. We talked about Zin and Merlot, and I think Moscato is one of those because a lot of people, when you hear Moscato, and I'm one of them, one of the first things I do is like, it's going to be cloyingly sweet, and I don't want to take a chance. What if it's not the sweet one and it's a good one, but what if it's like, So tell me about yours, because yours is one that definitely stands out. And if this was on a wine list, I think it should say dry Moscato.
Yes, because you will surprise people. We surprise people all the time in the tasting room, and it's kind of fun. But the nose on it is just, you know that it's different and right away. And you pick up the florals and you pick up the citrus. And it's herbaceous as well. You know, it's got all of those going on.
It does have just a tiny bit of sweetness. We call that RS, residual sugar, but not a lot. Just a little bit. So it'd be good, I think, with some spicy foods too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Any kind of Thai, Asian food.
One of the first things I thought of when I sipped this was a summer fruit salad, like or grilled peaches, or
love that.
Watermelon with basil and maybe some feta, one of those, and some balsamic or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's something about the basil and those summer fruits. It just, I feel like would be really good with this.
Agree.
What grapes are in this one?
Just the Muscat. That's it.
That's it, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you keep it from getting so sweet? Is it when you pick it, or in the when you're when you're fermenting, or a little bit of both, or
a little bit of everything? It's when you pick it. It's also in the dose, and making sure that you're keeping that pretty much the same as all of our other wines, so that it doesn't have that sweetness to it.
Right.
We're not adding a lot of sugar to it. Penny really is all about letting the fruit shine in its own way. And the Moscato, the dry Moscato, is definitely a reflection of that.
And this is Sonoma fruit as well.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. Oh, no, this is Clarksburg. We just switched over.
All right.
It's near Sacramento. But a lot of the Moscato is being pulled out of Sonoma County. So we had to research and search for more. And but it's beautiful.
What would you call your flagship sparkling? Is it the Blanc de Blanc?
Well, it's
hard,
so
right?
hard. And there's so many reasons, why I would pick one over the other. This is going to probably come out of left field because it's none of these. But if I had to pick it out of these, I would probably say the Blanc de Noir, only because it's been with us the longest and probably won the most awards, just because of the elegance that it has and the richness. The Blanc de Blanc, of course, is another wonderful thing. And the beauty of it is you get to see the difference between the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay. We do a lot of blind tastings, so people can really get that difference that they have. But we actually make 100% Pinot Meunier.
Wow.
That's sparkling, and that is my favorite.
How many other sparklings do you make? Because we've just talked about, I believe, 5.
We have 15.
Widely distributed. 15.
Yes. So Penny loves to play with the grapes, and we love her to play with the grapes. We have 100% Pinot Blanc, which also is spectacular. Those are our 2 newest ones. But so we have a lot of fun with the sparklings.
Now, some of these, like the Pinot Blanc and the Pinot Meunier, which I'm assuming are probably very small production.
Exactly.
Are they only available at the winery? And I'm guessing wine club members. Is that where we can get those?
That is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then where's your winery? Can we just drop in? Do we have to make a reservation or?
Yeah, we're in Healdsburg, and we're available. Reservations are always encouraged because we like to put a sign and welcome you on your table, and make it really special and personable. But if you're in the area, please just stop by and come on by, and we'll taste you on all the wines and have some fun. We can also show you the facility. It's completely robotic, and really an interesting education on how sparkling wines are made.
Yeah.
And our favorite experience at the tasting room is the sabrage experience. So we will teach you how to take the top of a bottle off with a saber.
We're going to saber at the winery, at the tasting room?
Absolutely. We do it every day.
Oh, I love it. So for people who don't know what saber is, you've got to explain it. We're going to roll a little video here of it as well.
Well, basically, if you want to try it at home, make sure the bottle is cold. That's probably the most important.
Key.
Yes, very key. So that will make the top of the bottle very fragile. The glass gets very fragile. So when you hit it, and the powerful bubbles that are inside of it will just basically push off the top. So it's actually a very easy experience to do, but people are very afraid of it. But most people, after they've done it, are so empowered and so happy that they just tried something new in life,
Right.
and it's just a fun experience. And then you get to share the wine with your friends.
Are you a fan of Emily in Paris?
I love her.
Watched
Yeah,
it. And you
fun.
saw when they saber there's an episode where they saber I don't want to be a spoiler alert, and it's in France, and you know what's going to happen because everything wrong that could possibly have has happened, and he slices his, and there's
Right.
blood going everywhere. Anyway, I think that's why a lot of people are afraid, but it's really, like you said, it's just it's a great party trick, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Sharon, thank you so much. And so I know you're a smaller distributor, and I always ask, we're recording in Florida. You are based in Healdsburg and Sonoma. Where are you distributed where people could find you besides your wine club in restaurants and retailers around the country?
We are pretty small on the wholesale at this point, but Florida is definitely one of
Yeah.
them. And I love to come here and visit and support the wines. We are also in some smaller states like Colorado, Tennessee, Nevada. So right now, those are the ones that we're focused on.
All right.
But more to come.
All right. Well, let's go have some more bubbles and maybe have some potato chips or something good and salty prosciutto. I'm so glad you stopped by. It's so great to see you. It's been a while, and you always brighten my day. So thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.